Take a look at these logos. Which logo is bigger? You're wrong, neither of them, they were both the same size. Today I'm going to show you why logos look bigger depending on the color that you use and how you can stop that from happening to take your logos to the next level. So the weird thing about this is that although these are exactly the same size, so if I was to bring, for instance, this white logo down and fit it exactly on top of this black one, you'll notice that it is exactly the same size. Now the reason for this is an effect called the white effect. Many moons ago, Galileo Galilei looked up into the sky to look at the stars, and he noticed that Venus looked a lot bigger than Jupiter. In fact, it looked 8 to 10 times larger than Jupiter, even though he knew that Jupiter was actually 4 times larger. From there, he knew that it wasn't the object that was creating this illusion, it was the way that our brains and eyes viewed the object. Here's a good example. So we've got some black bars, and if we look at this, it looks like the white bars are bigger. But if I copy this red square over to the black bar, you'll notice there that it fits exactly because it is just an optical illusion. Our eyes don't tell us the truth. For us as graphic designers, it's so important for us to know why this happens and how we can fix it. I'm going to show you. Well, we have a black logo on a white background and a white logo on a black one. With the white ones and the white versions, we need to create a new version of the logo to be seen on backgrounds where it's going to be lighter than the background. And we do this with a really simple method. I'm going to create a stroke, and it's going to be a black stroke just for now. I'm going to make sure the stroke is aligned to the inside so it actually takes away from the object. I'm going to go to 0.5, so half a point. So I've created a stroke the same color as the background in order to show what it would look like once it's being cut out, thus negating the white effect. Normally what I would do is I would play an experiment to see which version, I'd create multiple ones of these, look the closest to the original in size, using that optical illusion. Once I've done that, I would take the logo with the black stroke, go to Object, Path, Outline Stroke. I'm going to create a copy of this so I don't mess it up. And I'm going to use the Shape Builder tool to get rid of this. Zoom in, get rid of that. And sometimes it takes a lot longer than this, depending on the style of logo that you have. I'm going to zoom right in, Shape Builder tool, get rid of. And now we have a white version of the logo that you must save. Now, normally with clients, we will give this version to them. Now, there's another effect that happens that a lot of designers don't know of, and it's one that we need to be aware of to make sure our designs work, and not only that, to understand typography. I'm going to take this type here. This is Source Sans. I'm going to outline it and create the X height. Now, for some reason, you'll notice that this B goes above the X height, even though the U here stops there, this stops here, this stops here, perfectly all the way around. It seems like anything that's rounded goes over the guide, even though when we look from far away, it looks exactly perfect. It looks like the line is completely straight. This is called overshooting. Overshooting essentially is creating the illusion of rounded forms like the S, C, O, parts of the U, the B, the P, making them look like they're perfectly in line with the X height or one of the other heights that we have within the letter grid. Let me prove the point to you. Let me just go ahead and we'll just merge this down a little bit so it fits perfectly on the X height. Now, if we do that, you'll notice that the C looks like it goes underneath the actual guide. Again, this is because our eyes deceive us. And this is why we have this guide up here. So we can see that the overshoot is manipulating our brain to seeing this to be completely straight. This doesn't just go for type design though, this actually goes for a lot of other things, including logo design. You may think that this part of the W here is perfectly in line, but let me tell you, it really isn't. If I bring in a guide here, it overshoots quite dramatically. If you're a graphic designer, then you're in need of a portfolio. I don't mean just one on social media, that doesn't cut it anymore. You have to have your own personal website. Now, Squarespace is sponsoring this video because 1, they're easy to use, 2, they're affordable, 3, they've got over 1,000 fully customizable award-winning templates, and you can literally take them and create whatever you want out of them. You can create a portfolio site, you can create a shop to sell your digital resources if you like, a blog page, a contact form on that site so clients can get in contact with you. And you don't need to be a web developer or a coding genius to be able to do this. You can just design like you normally do. If you'd like to create your website for completely free, then click the link down below because you get a free trial when you do click it. You can create your website without having to pay a thing, and then when you're ready, when you click the link down below or use the code, you get 10% off your first purchase with Squarespace, and that goes for the domain as well. Thank you Squarespace for sponsoring this video. So stick around by subscribing to the channel, liking and sharing, commenting your thoughts down below. If you do stick around, you'll be given more of these style of videos every week. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.